Hi, welcome to another video of the targeted individual experience. You have to excuse me, yes, I'm in the same shirt, but you know, hey, didn't take a shower yet. Got home last night, tired, and uh, from doing grocery shopping. Got in, uh, bathed the kids, we had dinner, and I passed out. I was very, very tired, especially from the targeting. So let's start off. So yesterday afternoon, um, we were leaving, the kids and I, and we were going to pick up their mother to go grocery shopping. Excuse me here. Again, my face started itching, so had to instead of moving away, I realized that, hey, you know what, I can turn off the camera and put it back on when I'm ready. So anyway, so went to again we're leaving to go pick up Pam. So we can going grocery shopping. Going to meet Pam. So let's go. Alright, as soon as we drive off, good guy. Alright, so as soon as we drove off, this guy here, okay, he's standing over here, and then he starts to walk across the street slowly. Now, he's going to do the same thing when I come back later on the block to get parking. You'll see him again walk slowly across, basically this guy that lives in, I believe, this building here, so now they're using him, they use various people on the block from time to time, because they don't want to keep using the same people because it has to be random, right? So using the same people shows a pattern of harassment, a pattern of stalking, and this is how they get around, when RIAS-TI say we're being stalked, and they say by who, so we'll turn and say, well, by a lot of people, and they would be like, well, no, that's not stalking, right? If it's one person or maybe two or three people that's following you all the time, okay, that's stalking. You can go to the police, show them evidence, and have these people charged with stalking. This is how they get around the stalking laws. This is how they allow the civilian perpetrators to do what they do, which is, psychologically harass and physically stalk you. This is how they allow them to get away with it. Okay. So he was wearing an orange and gray jacket, and you're gonna see that later. So anyway, again, coordinated color, right? This is how they do stuff. Yeah. Okay, so you see the guy in the blue shirt just passed, and again, touching his ears, pulling on it on his ears. Let's go back again so you can see color, coordinated color, right? This is how they do stuff. See that? Let's see if I can take it back to that so you can get a better look. How they kind of pause it at the exact moment. There you go. Missed that, but anyway, you get that. You get the idea. Sure. They don't care now. So now they don't care.
Yep.
Okay. Now as the light change, as I made the left, I want you to again notice. Now, how many times have I done a video where I'm going grocery shopping, and immediately as I made the left turn, the car in front of me have the number 32 in the license plate. Okay. Again, this is, this is psyops, psychological harassment, and they will have the perps or even you, the TI, believe that this is some supernatural stuff that's happening here. This is God's doing this. It is not. Okay. What it is the U.S. government, the FBI, CIA, Department of Defense. Okay, the Department of Defense and CIA are the ones who created and developed these weapons, these direct energy weapons, and energy weapons used for mind control, and they recruit members of the public. Okay, and because they use a lot of religious believers, get them to participate in doing this, using their pastors, using members of the police department who are religious believers, that to get them to convince the general public, the believers, those who believe in religion, that what is happening to us as TI is somehow, God's doing, right? Now, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. But it's a theme that is incorporated because we're dealing with a cult. We're dealing with, again, people with very strong religious beliefs who are members of the police department, the FBI, the CIA, Department of Defense. And, you can hear it when some of these people speak, right? They like to give God all the glory and all the thanks, So that's just to let you know, right? Now, they have been developing these weapons for decades, okay? And there's information on this, not as much as they used to be, because they have scrubbed the internet of a lot of information pertaining to these weapons, particularly a lot of memos that were put out by the Department of Defense, the military. So they have scrubbed the internet of a lot of these things. So again, this is all directed energy based. This is all organized planning, stalking, psychological harassment, what is called synchronization. Okay, and again, I've read this when it comes to coercive persuasion programming, how they try to control the victim, time, space, everything is controlled, right? Even sometimes the victim themselves, by the use of these directed energy mind control weapons. Okay, so you're going to see at a certain point, whereas he's going to realize that, I'm actually recording this. You see, right now he's not aware. And I think when he looked in his rearview mirror and he realized that I was recording.
How many times have I driven and turned?
Okay, let me just lower the volume here. So now he realized that, hey, yeah, I'm because I started talking, right? So he's gonna start. He drove off real fast, and he's going to try and get past this guy. This car. Now, this guy, again,
he's trying to drive very aggressively because
perfect corner here. Okay.
Okay.
So you see, as I approach, okay, this guy here, he's gonna touch his ears.
Yeah, he's trying to
see that.
Drive very.
He's looking at me now. See that? Looking at me, right? Touches his ears. Let's go back.
Right behind the car that has the number 32 in the light.
Okay, and I'm gonna show you how this technology works and mind control works. So, and I missed this. So I want you to look at this person here. Okay, this is all together. She stops. She stops. She's looking at the windows in the building, right? And then as I drove past, she walks off. And this guy, you know, touches his ear. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up. Let's see here. I think I had missed something here. Okay, all right. So yes, right. So let's go back. And you see the hand signal? Woman here in a green jacket. The hands on the head. And look at these two. Okay, you guys catch that? Watch. Hands behind the head. These two, they're gonna stop here, and as I approach, again, another hand signal. I'm gonna turn around because they were looking at me. Okay, watch. Take that back too far. Okay. There you go. Mind control technology at work here. Okay, so let's speed this up. Stop by the McDonald's to get the kids something to eat. And go ahead and back. Okay, now. Guy on the bag, number 32. Nice and clean. Okay, so again, see if we can get a better picture as I pause it. Here you go, number 32. You can see better. Number 32. The license plate. They are never gonna stop. And I think there was another car that was coming on this side that had the number, but I'm not gonna bother with that right now. So let's move on. Let's go. Okay, so got to Pam, waiting, and you know, to keep this video short, I'm not going to go through some of the videos that I have. So I'm just gonna, like, you know, kind of go fast on some of this stuff. see if I recall or remember anything particular that was happening. Okay, so I believe it might be this video. Okay, yeah, all right. So Pam got in the car because I had to wait. She took the kids to use the bathroom, and so now we're on our way to the highway. Okay, then after I pass this light, I noticed that my recording, the camera shut off. Okay, the camera was no longer recording, and no matter how many times I press the record button, my phone would not record. And so, I was driving slow because I figured that they're doing this. They actually stopped the recording. They hacked into my camera because they did not want me to capture footage of what they were going to do next. Okay, and I have to describe it because since I couldn't get it on video, because again they hacked into my camera to prevent me from recording. So what happened is that after I drove down to the next block, which was I think this was 6th Avenue, went to 5th Avenue, and then there is at the corner of 5th Avenue and 6th Street, there is a restaurant, Chinese restaurant, right? And they were using the Asian people, the Chinese people, to target me. So they had one guy, he had his door open. It was a van, and he's standing in front of the door, right? Now these are very narrow street. Okay, so he was wearing a orange and blue shirt, very bright, and then there was another guy at the corner, another Asian guy at the corner. He was wearing, I believe it was a white shirt, okay, blue jeans. And they were just standing there looking in my direction. And when they saw that I was slowing down, and at this point I had restarted my phone. So I restarted my phone, and at that point, they know that restarted my phone, so they send them transmission that, hey, he restarted his phone. So the Chinese guy that was standing in front of the van, he puts on his jacket and then closes his door and he leaves. Okay, the other guy now, he turns around and walks back into the restaurant. So at this point, I'm like, okay, so I guess they're gonna be using Chinese people now, or Asian people now, right? And that's exactly what happened for the rest of the evening. And so I was finally able to get my camera to restart, and I hit the recording. And you see how choppy it is at the beginning, right? You see that choppiness? Again, that's because of them hacking to my to my phone, preventing me from recording. And then I restarted. The camera took a little while for it to become stable, and you'll see. And when that happened, once I restarted my phone and started recording, the targeting went back to being very subtle. It went back to being very, very subtle. So again, they will do anything to not have what it is that they're doing exposed, right? I mean, that's just the nature of what it is they're doing. And but we gotta keep exposing what it is that's happening, what it is that they're doing. It's important. Other people, other TIs need to know what's happening to them, that this is not some supernatural stuff. This is not the devil or God or who have you. These are evil men, okay, who are in positions of power, who've created technology for the purpose of control. Okay, that's basically it. And the more people they can control, is the better for them, the worse for us. Not just as TIs, but as people. Okay. All right. So, getting ready to get on the highway. Okay. All right. So at this point, again, as I'm getting on the highway, my camera stops. The phone just stopped recording. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm getting on the highway. I'm not gonna bother. Okay. And so we did the go shopping. We exit out from where we go grocery shopping, and I'm on my way home. Okay, so it's me back on the highway. Let's get to this point right here. Again. Approaching these guys, see, and the signal. All three of them doing the exact same thing. Okay, now watch the girl behind them again. She was running up because the synchronization wasn't too, they weren't in sync, so she had to run up to catch up. As she approaches, she looks at her watch. This guy covers his face. She looks at her watch. Starts running again. Okay, now, guy in the gray Maxima. Now, you know, very aggressive pulling out of that parking space. Okay, now, again, let's go back. So the guy in the blue sweater pinches his nose. Okay, let's go back a little bit there. Pinches his nose. Couldn't pause it at the moment, but that's what he does. Pinches his nose. Alright, so anytime the webcam goes away is because, again, my face is itching and I have to scratch it. So I won't do it on camera because, again, this is the technology that's doing this to me. Every time I sit down to do a video, my face itches tremendously. Okay? Here. Okay, wait. I might have missed. Hold on a sec. All right, here we go. So, all right. Again, so now you're going to see a perp who's going to be walking in the street. Walking in the street now. Okay. She passed me wearing red. It's a red theme. And then you're gonna see two teenage boys. Okay, and watch what they're gonna do. These are the two teenage boys walking up here. All of a sudden, see the change in direction? They're being sent a transmission. Okay, let's do that again. So here's your perp walking on the street. There's the sidewalk here. Okay? Now watch as they are walking and I approach. All of a sudden, they made a turn. They're walking that way, looking at me. Gotcha. Let's go back. You gotta see this again. So the sudden turn. Okay? Mind control. So, you see this van? This is how they use the power of association, the power of suggestion. So, previously I did a video where I was driving and one of these vans that they use to transport people, you know, came into the lane, into the opposite lane, right in the opposite direction that I was heading in one direction. He was coming towards me, I was coming towards him. Basically came into my lane, okay, and had I not noticed it and swerved to the right, he would have hit me or I would have hit him. I mean, he would have been in the wrong because I had it on, you know, on camera. All right, I was taping it, so he would have been in the wrong. But let's say there was another car on the side of me, I would have hit that car, okay, trying to avoid hitting the van, this guy in the white van, right? So here where they have the door open, okay, the back door open, there's no one there to say, well, you know, maybe somebody's you know, unloading and loading stuff. I mean, there's nothing in there. It's just seats. That's basically all that's in there. But, you know, they have the back door open. This is for a reason. This is to catch my attention, right? This is to get my attention, right? And again, seeing this, recalling the incident that almost happened with a van. It's kind of like the same van, okay? I want you to pay close attention. All right. Okay, I was trying to pause because the truck had the number 32 in the license plate. And again, in the van, I pull up behind the number 32, 33, 32. Okay? Let me see, I believe. Okay. And there was another vehicle on the opposite side. I think it might have been, no, not this one, but it was another vehicle that also had number 32. So, again, that number 32. Alright, I'm going to speed this up. Alright, so again, got on the block, and guess what? Alright, let's Remember that van? Remember, I keep telling you, remember the van that had the door open in the back, right? Got on the block, and there is that similar van, right? It's not the same van, but it's a similar van. Okay? Okay, so got on the block, and now, as I get close, you're gonna see the same guy. Here he is, right here. Okay? Now, you'll see him walking over. You see that? You see him walking over? Okay. Same guy. The orange and gray jacket. Walk slowly over. Okay. Remember that van. Also, you know, talk about perps walking in the street. Okay. Just like the lady in the red and black. So now they're going to repeat. Again, this is all power of association that I'm discussing here. Okay. So, double parked, waiting for parking. Okay. Now, did you notice that? I didn't notice that. Actually, okay. Let's go back forward. Okay. So, again, this guy's walking in the street. Right? Now, yeah, everybody has a right. They can walk wherever they want. But when you're targeted, you will see this a lot. And on videos, I've shown this a lot. That they just, you know, when I'm parked, they will walk alongside the car. There's a sidewalk there. They can walk on the sidewalk. But again, this is a level of harassment that they do. People say, well, how do you feel harassed by that? Well, when you're conditioned a certain way, this is how they harass you. Okay, it's, you know. So anyway, I'm thinking that, well, you know, maybe he's parked and he's walking to his car. Let me see what car he's going to. So I started, you know, moving up a little bit, and walks across the street. Okay. All right. So that's that. Then this car pulls out. Guy parking, and we got out the car. As soon as we got out the car, there was a group of Chinese people. It just came from walking in the street, get onto the sidewalk to pass us. Okay? And the interesting thing is that as they walked by us, they all turned and looked into Pam's apartment building. Okay? So that's just to tell you the psyops that these people do. All right, let's see here. Okay, so remember that van. Okay, the one that had the back door open. When I got on the block last night, it was parked up on the block. So pull out of the parking space this morning. Again, power of association. Pull right up to, again, a similar van. And this van had a number.
Right.
I'm going to just let myself
van
explain.
Number here. 9932.
No!
Right? So again, we're gonna find some way. There it is on top there. 9932.
So, number of the van, 9932. You thought that they were done with that number, huh? And there you go, HCN and 7432 license plate. That's Jeep. The Jeep that just passed by. 70. Okay, that's Jeep right. And there you go, HCN 7432 license plate. Jeep. Okay. So. Dropping Ethan off to school. Now going to take Alyssa to school. All right. Purple blue jacket. The umbrella. Okay. Drop my daughter off to school. Okay. Again, another van. Okay, so now trying to go back to my usual spot where I
what do they do here?
They, to start to show how they, use people to target me and stuff like that with the psychological harassment, and so they position parked cars, right at that spot. Now all week there's been no car parked there, none whatsoever. Today, again, got there and and let me tell you how ridiculous they are. So you see this car in front here, right? Now, there's a side. This is where the sidewalk ends. You see where that line is? But because they don't even want me parking there, okay? So they parked their car right there. That's to tell you the ridiculousness and childishness of these people. I mean, this person is parked in a crosswalk, right? So now I gotta park
very smart,
which is fine, But again, just want people to see exactly what it is that they do. So they will prevent you from, or trying to prevent you from, again, exposing it, because I've shown a pattern. Right? Even though it was maybe 2 or 3 days, it's still a pattern. So again, they will try to break it up, and again by parking cars there. I mean, yeah, the cars got there first, but you know what? Guess what? All week there's been no car parked up there during this time in the morning. You know, because you're really not supposed to be parking your car there. You know, me, I'm just waiting for someone. Okay, but these people were out of their car. They were actually parking their car there, and you see, there's no um, there's no cars in front of me except for that car because there's really no parking there. I mean, you can wait for someone at this particular time in the morning, but you can't park there. It's metered parking, but it's only after a certain time. Okay, so anyway, waiting for Pam now. Okay, and I'm gonna go, let me just go back here. So the other guy that was with
they're using the people.
The other guy at the corner.
Guys who's there at the corner. And
coincidentally, keep making U-turn. You're gonna see that
there every day. He's not there today. Even though it's raining, yeah.
So now here's the other guy.
What do you see? You see these cars parked up.
Okay. Also, let me just go back here because you're going to see again a red truck pulls up. Right? Hold on a sec. You'll see it. The red truck pulls up. Make a U-turn, and you're going to see that repeated on my way to take Pam to work. So the other guy right here was at the corner yesterday morning. Shows up walking to the 7-Eleven. I'm going to skip past this, speed this up. There's some targeting going on, but okay, let me get to this guy right again. So he comes out, this guy walking by. Watch this guy. He pinches his nose. Stops. And he's looking down there. Now, what made him decide to stop and look down there? Because you can't see anything down there. Okay? Again, phone thing. As soon as he leaves, stops looking at his phone, put it in his pocket. Okay, I'm taking Pam to work. Just picked up. Okay, and station of a van. Again, that number in the number 32. That's there. All right, so there we go. So here's that thing. Okay. So, see this car? Okay. Now, this is the direction of traffic. Yet, this person is driving in the wrong direction. Okay? The wrong direction. Okay? Let's do it. Watch again. Wrong direction, making a U-turn in front of me. Watch it again. not sure if that's the number 13 in the license plate. I wasn't focusing so much on the license plate, but just the fact that, but I wasn't surprised. And actually, let me turn up the volume because you're gonna hear what I said. Guess so.
Because I'm like,
she must have turned up on the wrong street.
I'm like, I was like, I can't even process.
Again, you see the guy at the corner.
Because I'm like,
she must have turned up on the wrong hand behind the head street.
I'm like, I was like, I can't even process this.
Yep.
How you doing a U-turn on the one-way? Did you catch that?
Yeah. I was wondering if I catch that. Of course I catch that. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Are you really asking me if I catch that?
Yes. Because you didn't say anything. Like,
no, because
you
listen, I'm not surprised.
Well, that's.
I'm not surprised. Nope. At this point, why would I be surprised? Exactly. I think we as TIs, if you've been in this program long enough, nothing surprises you anymore. You know that these people will endanger themselves, endanger others, definitely endanger you. All for the sake of trying to harass you, trying to intimidate you. Again, my head is scratching me. And, once I finish this recording, my face will not itch me anymore. It will, it will cease. Okay, even before I started doing this video, my face was not itching at all. The minute, and I've noticed that recently since I've been doing this video, that it's been happening, and it's been happening a lot. Okay, all right, so. So I am heading back. And I am back on the block. Okay, and I want to show one more instance. Actually, let's see here. Alright, so this guy, as I he stands up, and as I pull up, got the parking, he comes up, stood there, and you see when I turn the camera towards him how he turns. Okay, this is him. He's been staring at his phone now for the longest while. This guy must have been out there for a good 2-3 minutes staring at his phone. And the minute I turn the camera towards him, all of a sudden he want to act like he's on the phone. Like I said, he's been. It doesn't take 2 minutes to find whatever number you're looking for in your phone. Okay, all right. So now, just speeding up some of these things. Trying to keep the video a little shorter today. Okay. So I noticed also that as some of the perpetrators walked by, they kept looking into the yard of this particular building. Okay. And just as you'll see her, and just get like a, you know, her eyes just went like, you know, looking at the building. Now all three that walk by first, I'm waiting for parking. There'll be no one walking up for a few minutes. Then all of a sudden there'll be 3 or 4 people walking together in tandem, one after the other. Okay, and as I was about to get out of the car, oh yeah, I forgot this guy right here. Okay, so you want to see how they send indirect threat. Okay, watch. Guy as okay, now as he is walking across, okay, you'll see that he has this hand up like this, and then he puts it like this in the shirt. But you can see this is how, again, this is masking, you know, the coercive threat, right, of being shot, right? So he's masking it. He's taking his 2 finger, like I said, because I've described how, you know, when somebody walks up to you and go like this, make the finger like a gun, go like this, and go like this in front of you, that is a threat, right? That is a psychological threat that I'm going to shoot you. So he's going to mask it. Again, they do a lot of masking techniques, okay, because they already know that they have psychologically conditioned you to recognize and to think how they want you to think. Okay, so he's gonna walk past his 2 fingers like this again. Then followed by, come on. It's followed by a police car, but you know, it's a little bit of time because, again, masking their threat, the indirect threat. So synchronization is going to be off. So there to go. Okay. So masking techniques on full display here. Okay. Normally, the police vehicle will appear a lot sooner, but again, having shown on video multiple times what exactly that they do with the police with the indirect threat, now they're going to adjust. Okay, so they're going to adjust. So instead of appearing immediately after, they might appear a minute after or 2 minutes after. Okay, Again, that's how they get over, you know, if you as a target record saying that, you know, this is what they're doing, they show a pattern. Hey, right after this person do this, a police car shows up. Right after this person do that, a police car shows up. You know, the same thing over and over again, repeated patterns. Okay, so now they know that, of course, because they're the architect of this program. They know how to mask it very well. They know how to do things to where if you do go to file a complaint, you know, they'll look at it and be like, well, that doesn't look like anything. Okay, this is masking technique. Okay, when it comes to psychological harassment, PSYOPs. Okay. Now, it was 10 o'clock, and you know, I can leave and go upstairs because I'm not going to get a ticket. But for some reason, I just sat in the car. Okay, and I guess they, you know, again, it's a mind control technology. It makes you passive. It makes you passive. Normally, I would get out, you know, close the car door, go into the apartment building, go upstairs. Okay, but for some reason, I sat in the car. You know, it reminds me of doing my targeting when I was in the same scenario, waiting for parking, waiting so I can leave, so I won't get a ticket. And I was on my laptop computer, and I took my phone, and I had my phone on the seat right in front of me, between my lap, and a guy came riding down the opposite direction on a bike, and it was a flash of light. And I remember looking back down at my laptop, and then I would look back up, look at the time. 10 minutes had passed by. All right, so I completely lost track of 10 minutes. Put my laptop in my bag, my laptop bag. Went to get my phone. My phone wasn't there. Looked under the car seat, looked on the side. My phone wasn't there. So I thought, well, maybe, you know, it fell under the car as I got out, even though I didn't hear anything drop. Got out of the car, looked under the car, nothing there. I literally had to walk to the mobile store to buy a new phone. Okay? Didn't know what the heck happened. You know? But now I know. Now I know. Okay, so let's go back. You'll see this guy walking. Not him, the other dude. Okay, that's this. Please. Okay, here it is. Here he is. Again, do you see the synchronization at work? Do you see how after the woman leaves, the synchronization at work, all three together, walking in the opposite direction, the other guy walking across the street. Together. Let's go back. Watch it. Boom. Okay? And now look at this guy. You're gonna see the look. Look at his face. They have guilt written all over their face. All over their face. Okay? Alright. Let's see here. And again. So those 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. bows his head. Here's the other one. She bows her head. Okay, now this is me walking across the street. I had my phone in my hand, and I was recording because I wanted to see what they were going to do. Obviously, they mind control me to sit in the car, right? And as I approach, he walks off. He's a Hispanic guy, lives in the building, older gentleman, and they used him yesterday to target me. I didn't do that video yet because I wanted to actually do this video to show again another level in how they're with the harassment and the mind control. So he walks off. Another guy there, perp, and they're trying at me and they all smiling. They smile at me because they know the psyops at play. They know what's going on. Okay. And of course, the lady behind me, the older lady, another Hispanic woman. So they would use these people to talk to me. And she knows the cameras are. This is again how they do the psyops. Just explain the best way I can pertaining to my targeting, and constantly sending threats. Okay, again, it's a try and silence. And I was actually going to end this video. I don't want to do that. Want to talk about again how they use psychiatry when it comes to psychological warfare. How they use professionals. Okay, so psychological warfare. Who can contradict the qualified professionals? All right. So in psychiatry, and psychologists claim that psychological warfare does not exist. If you go to anyone, any psychiatrist, any psychologist, and they tell you psychological warfare does not exist, you need to go somewhere else. Go find another psychologist and psychiatrist, because clearly psyops exists. Okay, and if a qualified professional, a qualified psychologist or psychiatrist tell you that it doesn't exist, yeah, they're part of the cover-up. Okay, they are definitely part of the cover-up. So also, these organizations that create these types of program and facilitate and conduct these sorts of program, they are willing to do anything to silence you. So whether they try to kill you by accident, by suicide, by setting you up, frame-ups, they try to get rid of you, to silence you, they will do every single thing. That's why we have to record and expose what's being done. Okay? Again, he talks about psychological warfare pattern, homelessness, psychological warfare, psychiatry, and credibility, homelessness. So, victims are subjected to psychological warfare, discredited by psychiatry, lose their means of subsistence, and become homeless. Victims may also be coerced into prostitution, crime, or organized crime for survival. Now, we're getting targeted like this in a more concentrated form, but I can tell you this, that as a black person, okay, that this program is being systematically and concentratedly conducted on black people. Now it's sad that a lot of black people participate in this, you know that, but you know we're dealing with government agencies who are expert at psychological manipulation, brainwashing. They've developed technologies to be able to control the human mind, and they're using it to its fullest extent. Okay, there's a book called Guinea Pigs by John Hall, Dr. John Hall, and you can purchase it on Amazon. Okay, you can purchase this book on Amazon, and it details, you know, a lot of the technology that had been developed and is being used, where we are the guinea pigs. Okay, and there's a lot of people in society that are being affected by this. Okay, they're all guinea pigs, but us as TIs, we get a more concentrated form of that. And whereas we're microchip and they're sending the signal to, they broadcast a signal over a wide area, and whatever is being sent subliminally through those signals, the perps will react to us being, you know, when they're around us. Okay, so we are like the, as another TI puts it, we're like the magnet. Okay, and so once we're in a particular vicinity, the signal that's being sent out, the perps, civilian who have now become, you know, perps, you know, they converge on our location and they start doing whatever the signal is telling them to do. And you know, they're not, some of them is not thinking consciously of it. And of course we know that there are some people who know the technology exists, who are mixed within the civilian population. They're what we call the observers. Okay, and the observers, then there's the overseers, which is the police, who give the observers information. They send them out there, say, okay, are these people doing what the signal is telling them to do, and is the target reacting to it? You know, that's what part of it is. Okay, so I could be wrong, but that's my interpretation. All right, we all have our own interpretation, but that's my interpretation from my experience, from what I see. That's what's happening. So Dr. John Hall, Guinea Pigs, Technologies for Control, lays out, talks about these technologies, and they do exist. Believe me, they certainly do exist. So that's going to be it for this video, and probably won't do another video for the next few days. It is the weekend, and I'm going to enjoy it with the kids, and I'm going to try to have a good weekend. You know, most weekends I do, but you know, they're always going to run some scheme to try to ruin it, and but they never ruin my weekend. Okay, but they know that, but they just have to keep trying. That's their mentality, that the sadists and the passive aggressive people do. Okay.